Hi Shay,
Hello,
how you doing?
very awesome.
How are you today?
I would say that imagine a fighter, a true warrior. You face a thousand soldiers, and you probably killed 800, left with 200, right?
Yes, yes.
Still a lot of things to a long way to go, but you're almost there.
I'm curious about a number of things. Very curious about a number of things, and
Thank
I
you.
would just like to, I guess,
Thank you.
ask your thoughts,
Yeah.
hear what you think and stuff. Moments by Mainstack is a big deal,
Of course, it is.
right?
Yeah,
YellowLyfe produced this
it's also a big deal.
very big deal, quite frankly. So I'm curious, how did you feel when they first reached out to you? Right?
Yeah, I mean, Ayo is a very good friend of mine.
Oh, awesome.
Went to the same school together.
Oh,
Very stand-up and amazing guy.
Yeah.
He's built, quite stuff, right? Good stuff with Mainstack. And I remember this day when we met, we were sitting at a hotel. We were speaking about the idea, and he came to me about how he wanted to create an ecosystem, physical ecosystem that
Yeah.
brings 4,000 creators across Nigeria and Africa together. I wasn't scared to be honest because I mean, it has always been part of the blueprint of myself as a person to always to impact people. So anything that has to do with impact, that has to do with bringing people together to um, to network, to enjoy yourselves, has always been like something
good
that
too.
I would jump on even without money.
Yeah.
Right. So I found the idea audacious, daring, and extremely impactful. But this is an event that, or this is a concept that is not, it's not new, but it's also not it's not common.
Yeah.
In Lagos, I don't think I've attended any creators conference as big as this,
Yeah.
and as well organized. Of course, we put it together, but
Heavy and well organized.
I,
Yeah.
I think it was quite audacious because I remember telling him that before we venture into this, we need to think it through. And since October 25th, September 25th, because I know we're 6 months. You know, we've been on this, and it's been such a privilege to um, that we're able to design um, the experience of the event.
I think I know what your answer is, but I'll ask you still. Do you think that thing they say about preparation meets opportunity, do you think it came at play here? 4,000 creators is a big deal. It's a big deal. That's a lot of people, quite frankly. Right? So, did you at any point fidget, or do you feel like you were very prepared for this opportunity and that's why it came to you?
Well, I mean, yes, I would say we're prepared. I mean, we have been doing event production for roughly 3 years. We've
Oh.
had a couple of failures. When I mean by failures, I mean like we've had to learn a couple of lessons from vendor sourcing and selections, and I think it's a critical part of every event. And I think for us, we took this event personal, majorly because we wanted to also make a statement with it that we are capable enough to run events of this magnitude. Um, and and yeah, I don't. We never fidget. We had enough time to plan. Of course, we had 6 months.
Yeah.
Enough time to plan, but there's never enough time for events. There's always, every time that comes with their drama.
Yes,
6 months less dramatic, 3 months less dramatic, 1 month drama, 2 weeks
D-Day,
chaos.
panic.
The day, panic attack. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
I believe this is what great team, great support, great vision also comes in play, and helps everybody to achieve the set goals for the event.
Awesome. I have a very random question. Why do you have only one piercing?
I have low tolerance for pain.
Why did you do this
Absolutely
one?
low tolerance for pain.
Why did you do this one?
Peer pressure. I wanted to do things because I can do it. Because
your free
nobody's
will.
going to. So
Who's
that
gonna
kind
hold
of
you?
that kind of feeling when you're just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, nobody's going to hold me." But
told me about how it's important to have people that carry the vision and then, executing the vision.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. I've heard founders talk about how it's stressful to get real staff that will stay there into the vision. They're into the ideas. They see it as their thing. They have
People talk
passion
about
for
it?
it. I think I've read a number of people.
Oh, interesting.
I have. And it makes me want to ask, what is the magic? How did you do it? I've seen the work that was done during this event, the past couple of days. And I know people held it down. 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 3 a.m., people are holding it down. How did you find your team? The people that will see the vision and then work with the vision. How do you select them?
I mean, I think first and foremost, it's
Yeah.
important that any soldier that will go to battle and go and win needs to have equipped
Yeah.
warriors and soldiers.
Yeah.
I would say I wouldn't particularly say. I mean, of course, because YellowLyfe has its own team,
Yeah.
amazing set of people.
Awesome guys.
And I would say that it's been an awesome working with Akim. He has pretty much taken ownership of the project and managing with the vendors and all of that. But I think it would be nice to
hear from him.
hear
Right?
from him. We had to also like a couple of people, to
Yeah.
also join us. Bolu, very awesome person, to help us manage the show. Toba to help us manage the technicality, Robert and the likes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's important that we hear from the horse's mouth.
Shay told me about how you scouted talents and all the people managing you've had to do. The best talent, actually, the best talent. So tell me how that goes. How'd that go for you?
Yeah, something very particular about the event space. You need people with particular skill sets to be able to bring a vision to from conceptualization to actual, framework. So I would say we have amazing people on the team that we were able to gather and we're doing a very amazing job. Yeah, very, very amazing.
So it wasn't very difficult for you to get them to carry the vision?
Yeah, I wouldn't say not very difficult, but the main crux of it is being able to relay that vision to the team.
Yes.
You are able to expressly break it down that everybody can understand and connect to the vision. That way it's easier for us to translate what we have on paper to reality. So.
Awesome. The award is coming up today, right? But the setup is basically done.
Yeah, we're
yesterday
almost done.
we had the conference.
Just
the
wonderful.
day before we had the mix-up.
Yeah.
Now, I need to hear, I know that people made that happen.
Yes.
And you are the leader of these people in all the sense possible, right? So because people made that happen, I would like to hear from you. Did you find any reward in seeing the work come together? Did it frustrate you? Who stressed you out?
Yeah.
Just tell me your role in all of this.
Yeah, when you're putting an event of this magnitude together, you have several bottlenecks, several hurdles.
Yes.
You have to, cross over. But the high point of it is when the event is over and attendees are able to say, there is something about this event I attended.
Yeah.
I mean, there was someone that literally was telling his friend that you should have bought a ticket for yourself. I told you. And the guy was
such a feedback.
over the phone. The guy was like, he said you need to see the booths only, just the booths for the exhibitors.
Yeah.
It's different from all what we've been attending before. So I was seated behind him. He didn't know I was part of the
planners,
team.
yeah.
You understand? So that alone those are things that will give you fulfillment, if I can put it that way. You understand? Yes.
Give me one story of anybody that stressed you without naming names so they don't feel bad.
Yeah, we won't name names. But we've had vendors on this project that had to, we had to make some last minute changes to their setup because they did not stick to the plan, And but I mean, at the end, they came through. And that's what's important.
Yeah.
They came through, and everything is still in flying colors.
Oh, awesome. Hi, Tife. Okay, so I was just speaking with Akin, and he was telling me about how it's important to have great people on the team who see the vision, who buy the vision, and are able to, I guess, carry out people management among every other things. Yeah. Tell me, how has it been for you, managing people and vendors?
One word, crazy. Because Friday, setup started on Friday, 5 a.m., 4 a.m. rather, and then I didn't come until I came later in the day though, and then for whatever reason, there was just one person draping, and the person was slow as hell. We were waiting and all of that. The man left in the middle of all the draping, so we had to call somebody else. That came around 6 a.m. the next day. And
so
then
he just vanished.
He said he wasn't doing it again and just left. Overall, it has been nice seeing that at least everything didn't fall out.
Yes.
As far as it turned out well, it's
That's all that
okay. We're
matters.
good with it.
So the work is, I don't know, the reward is in finished product.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well done. Great job. Thank you. Hi, Eunice.
Hi, Pelumi.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. Let me not be dramatic.
Oh no, you can be honest about it.
I said I'm good now. The
Oh, no,
sun
it's good.
I worked under this hot sun. Nigeria, but I'm good.
That's all. This is day 3 of the Moment by Mainstack event.
Yep.
And I've seen you running around a lot, doing all the work and stuff. How's that been for you?
First of all, I've always been someone that loves to be part of things bigger than I am. It's actually my very first time ever did anything, event, organizing or planning. Sometimes I'm like, never again. But then I'm just glad that I got to learn a lot of stuff. I got to meet people. But most importantly, I got to be valuable to my mentorship. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I was speaking to him earlier about like people who can carry out the vision, execute it, and all of that. When he told you about this,
Okay.
what was the one thing that sold you to the vision, basically?
So the thing is, Shay never told me about this.
Oh, okay.
Shay was just basically posting about he's going to organize the biggest creator conference in Africa since last year. And I'm someone that loves volunteering. I've been volunteering since 2019.
Oh.
In fact, when Shay gave me Akin's number and I called Akin and told him that, oh, I want to volunteer, Akin was like, why are you volunteering? I've learned a lot of things here that I can use tomorrow that can fetch me money. I may not have gotten money here today, but I've gotten a better relationship with my mentor, Sheyi. I've known people like Akin, Tife, Bolu. I mean, I've come through for them, they've come through for me. And that relationship is something that money cannot buy.
Yeah, it's invaluable.
Yeah.
So it's good to know that like fulfillment is coming from being invaluable and also putting in the bit. Thank you very much. It was nice speaking with you.
Bye, God.
My name is Nzube Robert, and for this production, I'm running stage management, and basically my role is to make sure that our flow is good right up on stage. Our hosts, our guests, speakers, everyone, whatever it is they need, their mic, everything is active because we don't want people, missing out what they have to do up on stage. Just man up the stage. Any impromptu that we have going up on stage, just make sure all of those things are right. That's basically what I'm doing. And the process has been a good one. We've been on this for months and making sure that we align everything. And I'm working with the programs manager to make sure that the programs is run up very well. So yeah.
Let me know, what have you loved so far?
The main stage. Oh my God. The main stage design, an absolute cinema. There's a lot of thought process that went into it. We try to maintain as minimalistic as possible for the entire event. You know, even from startup boards, from the stage design, the broadcast stages, you could say. We're also trying to make sure that it has elegance. You know, when you walk into the main stage, the first thing you say is, or rather, the first thing you say is wow. And if you track back, there are so many wows, you know, and that's for me. It's an amazing moment to take, fulfilling moment for myself, for the team, for the producer. We all did a great job.
Having done really good with this, what's the future? What's the one big thing you're looking forward to for YellowLyfe?
Firstly, I mean, this is the first time we're doing 3 days event back to back without a break. We're stretched. We love it. That's, of course, it's a big challenge that we embraced. We're open to project a challenge challenges that make us stretch us, that make us think beyond our scope, think beyond the normal, go beyond, the minority that we probably might go for. And just taking a step at a time, one project at a time. And we're looking forward to work with you. Can be rest assured that we are going to take your project as personal as we take our own work. I want to deliver an amazing experience for you. Yeah.
Thank you very much for happy meeting you. I'll see you at the next event.